your mic, bitch. Welcome back, y'all.
How did you not peep that when you asked me if I was ready?
I don't know. I kept looking this way.
I'm over here like, what am I talking to right now? Wow.
At least you didn't say anything yet. Do it.
What up, y'all?
Welcome back. Welcome back. We hope you caught up with last week's episode about feeling burnt out.
Unfortunately, this is the last episode
for the season.
I was gonna try to play them and be like, this is the last episode of Uncomfortable Girls. Thank you for watching. But
bitch,
no, I'm
all our viewership goes down. And it does the opposite of what you thought.
Like, oh no, we gotta watch her.
And that's what she do. She fucked up. We're taking a little break per usual. If you guys caught up with our last episode, you will see it is always good. Even if it's something you truly love and enjoy, it's always good to take a break from it. Just like parents, I'm pretty sure y'all want to take a break from your kids, and y'all sometimes figure it out either dropping them off at the grandparents, a trusted babysitter, and go do you, because sometimes it is fucking needed. Okay, so we are taking a break from Uncomfortable Growth Podcast for a couple of weeks, and we come back harder and stronger with more guests. For those of you who are
more
watching,
guests, yeah. We gave you
guests.
A sneak peek in season 2. We gave you 2 awesome guests. They provided so much insight into the topic. But season 3?
Yes.
But season 3 though?
Yes. If it wasn't for COVID, we definitely towards the end we would have had, but out of the safety and concern for us and the guests that we would have had to play it safe and Marion running rampant out here, we told them we got y'all for the next season. So definitely more guests in general, especially males. We want more of our male guys, opposite sex, to come here, please. We would love to
play
see
devil's
y'all
advocate with us.
Yes,
we know we right, but we can entertain some.
We just want to argue.
Male perspective.
We want to argue.
Let's argue.
But no, seriously, catch up on all this episodes 1 through 14 during this break that we're gonna take this time to catch up on the episode. If you just want to rewatch it and you caught up on every episode, then do that. Season 3, we're gonna come back harder, stronger, refreshed, recharged. Any updates? Before we introduce,
we are done with January.
Yeah. We'll start. My new, like you said last episode, your new year will start in February.
So happy New Year's, everyone. Happy New Year to everyone who starts in February. It's our time to shine. So,
Lord, just don't say that shit again in March.
I'm only gonna manifest a good month.
Yes.
I'm manifesting that February will be productive, refreshing, relaxing, fun. No snow. Okay, I shouldn't have said that.
We need to do a brunch day. We haven't done a brunch day.
Yes, we could do one. In celebration. Wait, we'll talk about it later. I would say in celebration next week. You want to just go out next week?
I'm fine with it. Just let me know.
You be going to church, so I don't know.
Girl, just let me know when. I can plan accordingly. But yes.
You ever see that meme where there's I never have money, but if you ask me to go out, I always have money. I have just enough.
Yep.
That's me.
I'm always telling us I'm broke, and then you want to go see?
Yeah, we're going. It'll be dumb expensive too.
Okay, so
today's topic
is: are you happy? You know how some people like,
hell no, nigga, no, I'm not.
Are you happy? It is not. So here's the thing. We all know. We all define happiness in different ways, right? We see happiness, we view it differently, and sometimes happiness may be what we've been through, how we were raised. Some people may think happiness may never be a thing for them, and you, my friend, are thinking wrong. Everyone deserves happiness.
For sure.
But we want you guys to understand that happiness comes from you, though, not from these people's. So let's start off with the definition of happy. So in the dictionary, it says happy is a feeling or showing pleasure or contentment. You're content, you're happy, you feel good, or you can show your happiness and you find pleasure, whatever it is that you're doing, that makes you happy. What I want to start off with, how do you know you're happy? Some people may not realize their happiness or just feel like, oh no, like they add levels to their happiness based off of what they have, I guess. That's when they feel like they're happy. So for me, growing up, I used to think like, oh, I'm gonna be happy when I do this, that, and the third. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I'm not realizing that I need to be happy now. I'm happy that I'm alive, that I'm well. I'm not laid out in a hospital somewhere on a ventilator. Like, this is my mindset. But also have to remember, my thought process was like this when I was a teenager. Because, as a teen, your mind frame is different. Mm-hmm. And even going into my 20s, I was still thinking this way. Like, I'll be happy when, I get married or type of thing. Mm-hmm. I used to constitute my happiness with the other person making me happy. So when they upset me, my day is ruined. Yeah. Right? So with growth and understanding and getting therapy, I realized that happiness comes from me. Mm-hmm. Like, I have to make myself happy. I can't expect, for example, Jessica, my friend, to make me happy. She might be going through her shit, and then maybe she doesn't deliver what she's supposed to deliver for me, and I get upset at her for her not, adding on to it. That person's supposed to add on to your happiness. Like, people around you are supposed to add on to your happiness, whether it's family, friends, your significant other. They're adding on to it. But you yourself have to be whole, and you have to be happy with yourself. Because some of y'all are not happy with yourselves. Yeah. And it shows, especially on social media, the way y'all attack people and comment on people's... Yes, give me those vibes that you're not happy with yourself. And you... my dear friends that are watching us and listening to us have to be happy with yourself. Like, you really have to sit down and probably get to know yourself again. Maybe you went through some trauma, something that triggered you, that you lost yourself. You were in a bad relationship, whether it be a work relationship, business relationship, friend, or a significant other. You have to now find yourself. And I truly believe that every phase of our lives, we're constantly evolving. I don't expect the way I was thinking at the age of 15 to be the same at 35. Yeah. Maybe some of the dreams I had at 15, I'm working hard at it to make it a reality. Mm-hmm. But that mind frame I had at 15, I think if I still had that mind frame, would be detrimental for me right now. I don't think I would be right now on this couch with you if I still had that mindset of a 15-year-old. And when you're a child, you think like a child. When you're an adult, you have to let go of childish things. That's a Bible verse. I somehow remembered it, but I'm still childish sometimes, but in a good way, not childish in a way that I'm affecting other people in the way I act, right? Yeah. So happiness for me at 35 is taking the time sometimes to realize that, okay, maybe I haven't gotten all the things that I wanted, but where I'm at right now, I'm grateful and I'm happy that I have these things, these people in my life right now. And I'm also happy that I don't have certain particular people in my life. Or I'm happy I'm not at that job anymore that wasn't helping me grow and spread my wings. I'm happy about that friendship I had to let go. Unfortunately, did it hurt? Probably, but I'm happy that person is not here no more in the sense of our friendship, because they weren't adding value. So there's other things we can be happy about. I know money does add on to the happiness. Trust and believe it. I feel fucking good when I get paid and I pay my bills and there's still money in the bank. So that idea of money can't buy happiness, that's a rich person that came up with that fucking line for us regular folks, poor people, to think that way. Because honestly...
no. I mean, I'll elaborate on how I perceive that quote, I guess.
I was going to say my part. Can I say it real quick?
Yeah, of course.
I was going to say, for me, is like, money may not buy happiness in the sense where it's not going to solve all your problems. You can have mental health issues, but money's not going to solve it. Right? But in a sense, for me, happiness for me, when it involves money, meaning that I can pay my bills and still have money left over to invest it if I need to. Maybe I hit up my friend like, I have extra money and I can afford it. Let's go out to eat. My treat type of thing. Those things make me feel good, that I have extra money lying around after I've handled my responsibilities. But in certain circumstances where you can have all the money in the world and still not be happy, that is true. Yeah. At the same time, it could be also true that you can have the money and be content in a sense that your debt is paid off and you can live comfortably. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
okay, so that quote is probably misused just as much as the quote, a man of many trades is a master at none.
Yeah, I heard that.
But there's a full quote to that, and people misuse that quote all the time because they don't take the first part of it. And I think when the quote, money doesn't make you happy or doesn't buy happiness, I think they were talking about in the sense of like anything that's making you unhappy in your current life outside of money will not create the happiness, like a true happiness for yourself. So when people say, oh, like people who say money doesn't buy you happiness, never been broke or whatever, that could be true. But for the most part, like happiness within is not like having money, like a tangible. It's like being content with where your life is at the time or at the moment. And I remember I was watching an interview with B. Simone, and she said when she was working actively at getting her goal to making $1 million, like $1 million.
I remember that video.
She said like she had great people around her, she had great energy, she was very like motivated, and then the minute she hit that $1 million mark, everything just started to fall apart. Like everything. Everybody around her, her businesses, everything. And I was just like, it's true. Because people like, this is so off topic kind of, that's like fine. Where I'm going with this, but
we always go off on a tangent.
People love to be able to relate to you, but when they can no longer relate to you, they try to sabotage the relationship.
Yep.
Or make you feel guilty for something that's out of your control. Like, I'm sure B. Simone's intentions for making $1 million and more was to support and provide for the people around her. But the people around her were already jealous of her to begin with.
It's crazy.
It's weird. It's weird. But I think the quote, money doesn't buy happiness is misused. Because honestly, when your bills are paid and you still have money, that's a fucking amazing feeling.
But I just break out and dance like, thank you, Jesus. You guys do not understand, especially as a person paying like student loans. Oh. And you're trying to like survive because you still want to eat. I don't want to deprive myself of certain things, and you know sometimes we've gone without because we want to make sure we're in good standing with credit and all that other stuff.
Can I just tell you a story about being broke? Like broke. She's going to kill me when I say this. My first apartment, I was 22, and I had no real concept of like responsibility when it comes to financial responsibility. My parents always took care of that for me. Like I was frivolous.
At 22.
I was frivolous with my money. I didn't understand the concept of credit and all of this stuff, right? So me and my best friend who were living together, we were literally living paycheck to paycheck, right? And this is before I set the overdraft restrictions on my card. And I think I had about like $2.70 on one card, and she probably had $3, right? And was like, yo, I mean, we're getting paid tomorrow. Like, we're getting paid tonight at 12 a.m. Like, let's just overdraft.
That was my mindset.
Let's just overdraft. So we went to Wendy's in Boylston Street, and we bought like whatever we wanted, right? Not even the restricted, like we accumulated, we have $5, so let's buy something for $5. We were just like, let's just order what we want, it'll go to overdraft, and then it'll get paid at 12 a.m. when we get our paycheck. And we ordered it, he swiped it, and the guy, I don't know how this happened, but the guy had a language barrier, and he goes, it says, it didn't go through. And I was like, oh, that's weird, like I know I have money. We're lying. He was like, it says it's insufficient, and my friend was like, why are you talking so loud? And then she like took our card and we left. And we went that night for dinner. I swear to you, this was the most humbling. I was like, I will never fucking put myself in this position. But of course, I did put myself in that position several times after. For dinner, we had a bag of chips. We split a Gatorade. And I don't know what was the third thing that we bought. But that was our dinner for that night. It was tragic. It was tragic. And I was like, when we got paid, of course, we pretend like we acted as if we weren't just broke the night before and went ham. We went out to dinner. We did the most. We treated like we deserved this. We treated ourselves. Yeah, that was the most like humbling experience, and I will never do that to myself again ever. Like I'll eat ramen before. Actually, I'm lying because I'm over here like I could easily grocery shop, but what do? Order out. No, and thinking I have money and I don't.
Yeah, my circumstance of brokenness now is a little bit better because like in my early 20s, like you know, a lot of it became learning as I go, like having one account and having all your money in one account, and then another thing with the banks too, you'll swipe like your card for certain things. You know, the first two things are supposed to clear out they do that fuckery where they let the smallest items clear first and the biggest shit clear last, and then you're in the red. And come Monday, you're trying to recalculate. Yo, like, am I fucking bugging? But I've had those moments too where, and then the bank let me overdraft. I had Bank of America. I had Citizen Bank. I, right now, do not have none of those major banks at all. I have community banks and a credit union right now. But Bank of America let my ass, I think I was a junior or a sophomore in college, withdraw $400. And then every day after that, add $35 for overdraft fee. Nigga, I was like, at this point,
I was paying overdraft fees more than I was paying bills.
Yes, my shit was always in the fucking red. Once the thing that saved me later on that year was earlier that year I got into a car accident. It wasn't a big settlement, but it was enough. I paid back one person I did owe money to. I paid them back. I cleared my bank account with Bank of America and I closed that shit. I think a year later, like a year or two later, I ended up closing them out. I was like, I'm done. And then I had some money left over. And then, you know, it was so bad. I was so broke around that time that my license had expired in 2009.
Right now I'm dirty.
And I was driving to school from September all the way till December with an expired license. Driving at night to UMass Dartmouth. So once that account cleared and I paid off my debts, I went straight to the RMV, got a new picture, renewed my license. I was just, child. Yes, I could have got pulled over at any given time, but thank God. Mind you, driving around Boston, never got pulled over. Because, I mean, at any given time, a cop can run my license and realize my license plates and realize my license is expired. Yeah. Right? They could have pulled me over and said, ma'am, you're driving with an expired license. You know, of course, you would have played them like, oh my God, I didn't know. But girl, I literally was like, oh my God. I've been riding dirty this like 4 months by the grace of God. Never
but knowingly or not knowingly?
For the first half, I didn't know. I didn't realize that it was expired. I realized later, like, oh, every 5 years it expires from your birthday. So it's best to try to get it done a month or so before your birthday. And then after I knew, it was like, I couldn't afford it because the renewal was like, it's $50, $50 or 60. And I was broke. So whatever money I got, it was just to feed myself and put gas in my car. So it was like, And it was so bad that insurance, yo, this is what I was doing with car insurance. Car insurance would try to take money out of my account. Then they'll try it again. And they were like, oh, if it's not paid by this date, we're going to cancel you. And I was like, fuck. Then I ended up looking for another insurance company. So I kept shopping around. They would give me like a little bit of like leeway, a little bit. And they were like, ma'am, there's no money in your account. So I kind of like, yo, but I never drove without insurance. It was bad. So I was like, damn. And I know people can probably looking at this like, oh, your parents can help you. My parents were already paying for me to be in school. Yeah. And in my mind frame and mindset at the time, I don't want to add on another burden. They're sending me money to pay for books, for food. So my mother would give me money. I would go to BJ's, get the food that I needed to last me the next 2 to 3 weeks that I'm on campus. I would, you know, cook my dinner. Luckily, I live with other roommates that we would cook together and have like a family feast. Yeah. So that's what was saving me in the food department to a certain extent. So whatever money was being given to me, it was for me to survive. I couldn't afford, even if I did take out of the $100 my parents gave me, I take the $50. That's not enough to cover in the insurance. So I made it work. And once that settlement check came through, I paid the remaining balance that I had left for the year out. I found another way to save the money. I ended up using my school's address, which technically that's where I was, and reduced the amount of the policy. So I paid it off for the rest of the year. I was like, oh my God, this settlement money came at the right time. Because at one point I thought they wasn't going to give me the money. Yeah. So it came at the right time, which covered my ass. So I know there's other people who are going through way worse. Yeah. That are like, shit, I wish I had your problems. And that's another thing about happiness. We're like stuck in the issues that we're dealing with at that moment, which is fine. You have every right to dwell in your feelings and your emotions, whatever you're dealing with at the moment, but do not let it consume you, that it becomes part of your character. Because there's like my niece's mom told me years ago, she's like, if we were all to put all our problems on the table right now and looking at other people's problems, we would take our problems back and like, I'd rather deal with my shit instead of dealing with your shit, because your shit, I don't want that. So, and that's another thing with social media. Social media gives us that false perception. Like, I post a picture and you think, damn, she got it going on. She looks like she wears expensive outfits. No, I go to TJ Maxx, throw on a couple of pieces together, get a cute little necklace or whatever. Make sure my hair is always on point, of course, because our hair is a part of our identity. And I make myself look expensive without breaking the bank for it. That's the thing. Like, some of these celebrities, the ones that know how to manage their money and really know the understanding of wealth, some of them will not, the designer shit, some of them will not spend money on that shit or whatever. Some of them will have a designer pair of jeans, but the t-shirt's from Target. Yeah. So we're killing ourselves trying to Fendi out our whole bodies, Gucci out our whole bodies, and literally thinking that that's the way to go when it's really not. Like we said before, we should not be doing these things to impress other people that don't give a fuck about you. Like, if you're gonna do it to impress yourself and it makes you feel good, by all means do it all day, every day. But if you're doing it so you can post it on social media so people can, the likes and stuff, baby, you're gonna be fucking broke.
To say people don't post for validation is to be naive.
That's true.
You're always posting the best pictures because you want people to validate that those.
And we've all been guilty of it.
I will not. The shit. Yeah, I don't know. I am a catfish. Okay, so if you see me in the morning, I would never post pictures of me. Like, I FaceTime my family, and they're like, "Damn, bitch! Like, you gonna like do something about that?" And I'm like, "What?" Like,
99.9% of the time,
listen,
I am a bum.
Oh, 100%.
Even at work,
99.99. Yeah, and even at work, I barely try.
So when I dress up for it, they're like, "Oh my, Miss Volsi."
Yeah.
That is not you. That is not you. I had one of my...
It takes a lot to fucking put that shit on.
Yeah, I don't have the time to be doing all that makeup stuff. The more power to y'all that can add lashes, makeup, and all that other stuff to go to work. Me, body butter, lip gloss, maybe a little bit of mascara, and I just brush my eyebrows and stuff. I go to work. They see me, and then my glasses on. That's all they see.
Yeah. Every
single day. So when they see me out, not my regular self, they're like, like, yeah, I don't do this for y'all.
Right.
So, and that's the thing. So, happiness, you define it by how you want to, but always remember that the happiness is coming from you, your happiness. And another thing I wrote down on here is not holding our happiness on other people. Especially in relationships, we cannot. Honestly, I used to remember hearing, like, you know, I need to find someone that's going to make me happy.
Or,
and I used to
say that. He or she no longer makes me happy. So that's your reasoning for ending the relationship. And it's just like, if that was the only basis of your relationship, then it wasn't going to last at all. Anyways. I understood that you are not to hold people accountable for your happiness or, like, responsible for your happiness when Will Smith said it. Like, prior to that, I just thought that was part of a relationship. Like, find somebody who makes you happy. Find somebody who makes you happy. They can add to your happipiness, but they shouldn't be the sole purpose for your happiness.
Because the moment we put any human being on a pedestal, forgetting that we ourselves are not perfect. We will fall from grace
ourselves in a vulnerable
all the
place.
time. Yeah. We put that person on a pedestal, and the moment they're not delivering what we originally thought they were doing in the beginning, we start saying, damn, they're not making me happy because they're not doing this, they're not doing that. And I get it. There's certain things that a person used to do, they're not doing it. Like we usually say, the way you got me is what you're supposed to continue to do. Yes, we get that. But also keep in mind, like Jessica mentioned, your whole being of happiness should not be all placed on that one person. Yeah. Because they themselves, one day may wake up, they're not happy themselves. So how you expect them to try to fulfill themselves with their happiness in yours? That's selfish. Yeah. So we have to pull away from that, because I grew up hearing that, like, and I used to say to myself, like, oh, I want to find someone that's going to make me happy, but not realizing the moment that the guy that I was with started to fail at that, I would be miserable. Yeah. That they're not making me happy right now. Not realizing, and part of it, me being young, I didn't know any better, so I base it off of what I grew up knowing and being told. I realized that I have to make myself happy. And once I knew that the person has to add on to that happiness as well. Whether, not just dating, guys, it's your job too. Sometimes your job doesn't make you happy. It may sound good because it was paying the bills at the moment, but you realize you're not growing. They expect you to do the same thing. There's no growth development, none of that. And you're doing the same thing over and over again. It becomes mundane. You realize, damn, my job's not making me happy. Friendships, too. Friendships can break our heart, too, not just relationships. So
I always say this. Friendships are probably a lot harder for me to end than relationships. Relationships, in my head, when I ended, I had ended it like months ago. So I just have to find a way to like do it. But friendships, like for me, any friendship that I've ended, it happened like abruptly. Like it wasn't like a build up or something. So there's that. Anyways, happiness. What does it mean to you? Did we already answer that question? Yeah, I know you said something about like money doesn't make you.
Yeah, I started with that quote. So for me, happiness for me is at this stage of my life right now is being able to. It's not being able, like happiness for me is like right now I'm content. Last episode I was telling you guys how I felt burnt out. I wasn't feeling like myself. Like things that bring me joy, I wasn't in the mood to do them, right? So it wasn't like I wasn't happy with myself. It's just the circumstances around me wasn't allowing me to still be exuberant about that, right? So for me, happiness is like you still being able to enjoy things, right? There may come a time where you may not enjoy certain things anymore. We're human. We're supposed to change. We're supposed to evolve. So I'm pretty sure in the next 10, 15 years, my mind frame may not be the same anymore. I'm like, you know what? I actually want to try this now. Let me stop doing this because I want to focus on this.
Yeah.
So I think for me too, happiness is also like being able to comfortably evolve regardless of what people think. Not setting the standard of like, the mindset where people think like, you know, like millennials, what they call us, we're the generation that we will not stay with a job if it's not adding to what we're trying to do.
I thought that was more Gen Z.
No. Like they said
Gen X. Are we Gen X?
No, we're millennials, but they said it started with us. Like a lot of us, we're pretty much in our 30s, early 40s. A lot of us have moved throughout jobs. You won't find us at a job 20, 30 years. Most of us have already shifted from one job to another already because we're like, wait, I'm not getting paid appropriately. Benefits trash.
And I'm feeling burnt out from this job.
Yes, and I'm not happy here, so I'm going to find something better.
Yep.
So we're changing our circumstances. Generations before us, like people born in the 70s, 60s, even the 50s, they find that one job.
And stay there until
they stay there till they retire. That's that generation.
But that's when pensions were available too. Pensions are not available anymore.
Pensions and well, it depends what realm you're in. Like teachers get pensions. If you work for the city or state or a damn good job, they still offer pensions. The only way for you
very small though.
Very small. The only way for you to lose out on the pension, you have to do something really egregious for them to be like, yeah, you're not getting that.
Yeah.
But that time period though, where you needed one income. You didn't need to have 10 people working in order to afford the mortgage.
Or work 10 jobs.
Exactly. So that time era, that period was different. So when people from that era trying to tell us, oh, we don't know what we want. No, exactly. We know what we want. We're not in an era where a house costs only about 10 grand. You're not finding that. A car costs about under 10 grand, even if the nicest one. No, we're not living in that era. Now we got inflation. We're dealing with inflation. Like, the cost of groceries is fucking ridiculous. So it's like, I gotta pay for groceries that cost...
For a single person like myself, it's costing me about $240.
And that's if... And to talk... I spent $180. And this didn't include organic, super organic stuff. I just chose more healthier options. So imagine for someone like you, who are choosing organic shit to eat right, and you're telling me it costs $240, and then you want to add another mouth to feed? No. That's the thing. So we are finding jobs that pay us better. And I saw somewhere too, this woman said she said sometimes we cheat ourselves by staying at one job because they get comfortable with us being there, that sometimes they don't give us the appropriate raises. So her first job, it was paying her $48,000. Then a few years later, she moves on from that job. The next job started paying her, the one that she ended up getting was paying her like 60 something. And then I think either her third or fourth final job, she's making 6 figures. She's living comfortably. She's happy where she's at. So she said sometimes we can cheat ourselves by staying at the same job because after a while, the raises stop. Like as a teacher, we don't get raises every year. I hope you guys understand that. It's like technically in the career of education, you can literally see how much you're going to make by the time you retire based off of how they determine when we're going to get raises. This year we didn't even get a fucking raise. So I'm working on a contract with no raise. So what does that look like for me, for someone who went and got a degree, went and got another one? I got the other one because I wanted to. I wanted to add up something for me, not because of the school. You realize, okay, by the time I retire, I'm only making this much. No, I don't want that for myself. And then you want me to do what now? And we're still in a whole pandemic? No, I deserve better. And there's so many hours that teachers put in that we do not get paid for. I want you guys to understand that we do not get paid for. So you working at a job that pays you about 70 grand a year, if it does, at least you know you get paid for every minute that you're there. Whether they send you to travel for whatever reason it is for the job, staying late for meetings and whatnot, you're getting paid for that. We do not get paid for staying late for meetings. After a certain amount of time, we do not get paid for it. Just so y'all clear on that part. So when that woman shared that on her thing, I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Like, she's like, when you usually stay on one job, you end up cheating yourself at the income you deserve.
There's another video that I seen that says you shouldn't stay out of job longer than 2 years because you'll cheat yourself from your proper salary.
Yep.
So.
Because they'll give you the dope raise like the first year or two, but after a while they're like, oh, he or she's still there.
Just like a 3% or 5%.
That's it. And sometimes they might say, oh, we know we gotta do cutbacks this year, so there won't be a raise. So it's like, damn, really? So that is true. So, like we said before, sometimes it sounds easier said than done. Like, we're saying like, oh, you know, you should find another job. Some people cannot afford to go look for another job due to their circumstances, and we get that. We're not saying go do it, but we're saying if you are capable of leaving one job for another that will pay you better, offer better benefits, and it works for you and your children if you have kids and your significant other, then do it. And I know what holds us off sometimes is fear, because it's like your mind is telling you, but what if it doesn't work? Or what if you you do this? It's like I'm learning, trying not to do that. Yeah. Because, you know, earlier I explained to you this venture I'm trying to do. And I was encouraging the person that's telling me about it. And then here I am putting fear in myself. I'm like, how am I saying encouraging people and I'm sitting here adding doubt?
Can't take your own advice. It's terrible.
Trash behavior. I stay doing that. Yeah. And I think a lot of humans, we do that to ourselves. Like, we give the most amazing advice to people. Yeah. And then we don't do it to ourselves.
I think there's a meme that I posted that's like me providing advice to people, and it's like God, like, and his disciples just like listening to him, and then me taking my own advice, and I'm like fighting for my life. Or I'm like pretending like I don't hear it.
No. So I had to check myself this morning because I literally was doubting myself this morning. I'm like, as I'm getting ready to come
here,
you
like, know who the fuck you is?
Like, why the fuck you doubting yourself when you sit here encouraging the other person? Like, no, don't let that scare you away. Here I am trying to scare myself away from it. And literally another thing with happiness, your mind, I keep telling people this, it is very powerful. And I saw a video where a woman said, our subconscious doesn't know when we're joking or not. So stop telling yourself you're broke. Stop saying certain things, because eventually it will believe it to a certain extent. So it's like, stop, because you know how they say if you think it will happen, it will come into fruition. So we need to stop putting negative vibes within ourselves. Sometimes the enemy isn't the people around us, it's literally you. Yeah. Like, we can be our own and worst enemy.
I'm for sure my own enemy. I talk myself out of everything, whether fear or doubt or whatever. So there's nothing you can fucking tell me that I haven't already told myself. But as far as for me, happiness to me is peace and structure. Like, I need a sense of balance and schedule and structure in order for me to feel feel happiness. Like, for me, like, when I can clearly see things in front of me and be able to navigate any problems that I have. Like, when my life is in chaos, I'm not happy. I'm constantly fatigued, constantly fighting for my life, just going through the trials. And if I have peace, even when it's messy, if I have just like inner peace and like structure, I can get through anything. And that to me is like happiness. Like, that to me is like invaluable. And so those times are slim to none as of recent, but you know, I'm gonna get there. We're gonna get there, and we're gonna have happiness. I told my sister, I told my sister, in the context of it, I'm like, oh, I have all these things to do. I have all these things to do when I get home. And she was like, she was dropping me off at home. And I was like, oh, I feel like I'm depressed. And I said that ignorantly because I shouldn't have said that. I'm not properly diagnosed. I'm just fatigued or burnt out, like our previous episode. And she was just like, depressed. And she's like, it's like an alarm. She's like, what the fuck is going on? And I was like, fuck, I shouldn't have said that. Because it's not true. I don't think I'm depressed. I just think I'm just overwhelmed. And I can't see things clear. So I'm just like, I always use this in the description of my brain is like a snow globe that's been shaken up. And I'm just waiting for the snowfall to settle for me to see everything. I can't see when there's just all these things fluttering in my head. And now, you ever notice, like, when you're in deep in thought, you get tired? Like, you're extremely tired? Like, when your mental is just going and going. And you physically haven't done anything strenuous. You haven't done any physical work. But you're somewhat fucking tired. Like, I'm like, how did I get tired? I didn't do shit today. Your brain literally is on overdrive. And that's how sometimes I feel. Like, when I'm tired, it's not because I did any heavy lifting or I did a workout or whatever. It was just literally my brain going, like, processing. I mean, you probably seen it in this fucking show. Like, I'll say something and I'm like, wait, what the fuck did I just say? Like, what was I saying? Like, or Peggy will say something that would trigger a memory or trigger, like, a comment. And I'm like, ooh, I have something for that. And then I'm, like, in the middle of talking about it and I'm like, wait, what the fuck was I about to say? Because my brain just literally started thinking of other things in the process of me talking. And it's just like, slow the fuck down. Relax. It's giving me crazy.
This is what you say. It's giving me crazy. No, I understand. Like, sometimes maybe we got to learn to slow down a bit and notice the things around you that are making you happy. You're just so tunnel vision sometimes that you don't realize, like, I'm so focused here. Don't you realize that if you open it wider, these things are actually currently making you happy. So let's focus on that while still trying to reach the goal that you're trying to reach or whatever. But don't solely base on the future for your happiness, right? Because things may come along the way that a barrier may happen, a hurdle might come into play, because we can't predict the future. We unfortunately cannot, right? So there's certain things that might come in to falter that or inconvenience you sometimes. It could be a job, it could be a person that can come in and it kind of blocks your vision and blocks your view in for you to reach that happiness, right? So that's why it's very important to be concerned about what's making you happy right now. You're content, but yes, you can be content, but not complacent. You can be content with what you're doing right now, but also keep in the back of your mind never to get comfortable and still working towards the other things. Because I don't want people to get the idea, the definition that we mentioned, contentment, or content is like, oh, I'm comfortable, I'm happy now, I'm not doing anything else. No, you can still be happy where you're at, but still work towards another goal. You know what I mean? So don't get that idea. We're just saying, like, you can be content, but also work to reach the next goal, the next step. So yeah, and sometimes happiness for me is like taking the time to just enjoy. Like sometimes randomly when I'm driving, pay attention when you're driving though, guys. When I'm driving, like randomly, I like, especially when I'm driving in an area where there's like just open land, just trees, open land. I'm like, oh wow, that looks beautiful. Like sometimes we're so busy, always in a rush because we're living in a country and a world where sometimes you have to slow down, just enjoy it in passing, but also pay attention. Shit, if you need to pull over on the side of the road just to enjoy that moment, that view. You know what really makes me really happy is seeing the sunset, especially during the summer, the different hues of orange, purple, and stuff. Like, oh, what a sight this is to see this. Like, actually be able to see color, be able to see the sunset. You know how many people would love to see the sunset, but they're blind? Or would love to see the colors, but they're colorblind. You know what I mean? Like certain things that we take for granted. And sometimes when I go to church, the pastor will remind us, like, you know, some people are in the hospital right now. Some people may have just lost a limb or something, or one without it, or whatever the case may be. And you have all these things that sometimes we forget and we become low-key become ungrateful for. And not realize how fortunate we are to have these things, right? And I've had a student the other day literally like, you know what? Sometimes, like, I forget how fortunate I am to have certain things, but also keep in mind, just because you have everything doesn't mean you're happy. Because we know there's celebrities out here that live in the biggest mansion, have all the cars, all the money, they're still miserable, they're in and out of rehab, some of them unfortunately ended their life, committed suicide. It's very unfortunate. It's sad they got into that point where they felt that they didn't belong here anymore. What was the point? It's very unfortunate. Yeah. But
keep talking. I just gotta blow my nose.
Yeah, that's fine. But we also want you guys to understand that happiness isn't solely like just the money. We want you guys to realize that take time to enjoy what is in front of you, whatever that may be. You just got a new job and it looks good, but you don't know where it's going to lead you. Just be happy that you have a better paying job. Okay?
No, don't tell people that.
No, in a certain extent, like, you know,
be in the moment, but no, I'm talking away from the mic. Sorry.
Yeah, be in the, like Jessica's saying, be in the moment, but also always thinking like, okay, what's the next step? But be in the moment, but enjoy what's currently happening, but not forgetting that you
this is the ultimate goal. Like you wanna, yeah. So, sorry guys, I don't have COVID. My nose just keeps running. No, sorry. What the fuck? There was a question. My brain, guys. It's the last episode. I want to give you my all. My brain is just not working. It's not working. I know you have questions. Peggy has questions.
No, I didn't read a lot.
No, I know, but you've been like you're super prepared for this episode, so I'm here for it.
No, I think that's pretty much it for me in regards to like happy. Like
I have a question.
then
When's the last time you were happy? The very last time you were happy.
What do you mean? I'm happy now.
Because you're around me. Your friends must be mad at me.
Girl, bye. Anyways.
I'll answer my own questions that you didn't want to ask me.
Oh, sorry. When's the last time you was happy?
The last time I was happy, well, like bursting of happiness, of course, not like just content and like, oh my God, I'm enjoying my space. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I was dreading having to record today because I was just like, oh my God, I'm not mentally prepared. And Peggy's just gonna come with it. And Peggy, yeah. Anyways, it doesn't matter. I'm not giving her no more credit. This is the last episode where I will be giving this bitch fucking credit because I'm about to come correct moving forward.
We're gonna have to use this clip.
This to the age well. Yeah, like right now, content. Like I'm not mad. I'm not happy. But I would say I was like, I have so much to do. Like. Like, can I record today? But I think the bursting of happiness was when my niece came home, my baby niece, the one that just was born on January 4th. I think that was like the last time. Yeah, yeah. That was like an overwhelming, like unconditional, like, wow. Like my sister just had a baby. I have another niece to add to the pack. Now it's 7. So. But she's a little baby. Yeah. The other ones are old and they get on my nerves half the time.
Yeah, so, I mean, you could, like you mentioned it, like, just now. Like, you can be, I feel like there's levels of happiness.
Yeah.
There's the happiness where you're content, you're good, where you're at. And there's the one where you're, like, bursting with it. Like, oh, my God, I'm so excited about this. I'm super happy. Like, you can't even contain yourself.
Yeah, like, every chance I get.
Every chance, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to bring it up. I don't care if
like, I know you didn't ask, but let me just show you pictures of my niece.
Yeah, so, like, for me, the day I become that annoying is the day
you have a baby or you get married.
Yes, I'm gonna be like, y'all, so, fever.
The day you get engaged, I don't even want you to say that. I just want to just be mad obnoxious in the fucking episode.
Like, girl, let me fix the mic. Mind you, I'm not.
Let me see what's going on over here.
Mind you, I'm not left-handed. I'm a righty, so I'll be doing everything with my left hand. Like, let me adjust this. Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that?
Did you see Jess like right there? Like,
Jess, you see that? Oh, y'all good? All y'all good? Y'all good? Oh, okay. Whew. Using my left hand for everything.
And be like, wow, that is such an interesting take. Wow.
And what made you come to that conclusion? Knowing, granted,
not instead of doing this, you're doing this.
I'm using the whole hand. Yeah. Okay, got it. Oh, clutch my pearl.
She gotta come in here with a fur coat. I hate it.
Girl, dripping down. Mind you, it's July. Dripping down like, bitch, why you got a whole fur coat?
Like I said, I got the AC. She's like, you have the AC. I'm a little chilly. And then just start grabbing your sweater and be like, hold on, I gotta move the mic.
Yep, literally. So, but no, like, there's levels to it. So don't think happiness always has to be you bursting with all this energy. There's levels to it. Like right now, I'm happy, I'm content where I'm at. There's certain things that that are not aligned in my life right now that I'm like, I'm gonna start planning towards that, and then when I get to that point, I will share with you guys. But right now, there's certain things that I'm like, I'm not bursting in that the way I want to feel.
Yeah,
because
it's not giving what it's supposed to. It's not mathing the way it's supposed to.
Yeah, it's not. So when I get to that point, I will share. But right now, I'm like, okay, I'm content right now, but let me still work on those goals to get to where I want to be, where I'm bursting with joy. But I'm happy with what I have right now, right? So we want you guys to understand that. Like, again, this is us speaking from our experiences. We're not experts in all this.
Yes.
We do not have degrees in this.
We're not biologists.
No.
Giving out facts about
I'm not a psychologist or therapist. No. We're just speaking from our own experiences and to an extent our own research first before speaking on it.
Yeah.
So don't want you guys to come under our comments like, y'all think y'all know everything. Like, no. I just know, well, as a Virgo, yes, I do. But as an individual, I do not know everything. So...
Oh, as an individual and as a Virgo and as a whatever, I know everything.
See, I was trying to let them realize that Virgos can be nice, but never mind. You just ruined it.
Hell no.
But yes, so anything you want to add before we close it out?
Wow, season 2 was interesting. We learned a lot. I guess we could like touch on just like our experience with season 2, implementing the video element of it. I will say we are still learning a lot. I know there are some tweaks and some things that we need to work on, and we will be doing that. But give us that grace and space to learn. If you watch more of our episodes and engage with us, then we will have the funds to do the things that you keep telling us that we need to fix. But until then, we have to learn everything on our own. YouTube University is our friend. We subscribe to YouTube University. It's free of charge. So if you guys ever want to like learn something new, they literally specialize in everything.
Literally everything.
So yeah, I'm proud of us for where we've taken season 2. I think we are going to do a lot better coming this
for season
3 and moving forward. And yeah, I'm excited.
Yes, I'm happy how. Like, because when we said, okay, because people kept telling us, oh, we want to see you guys do this podcast, like, visually. Me and Jessica was like, we don't know how we feel. Now we really got to.
I was looking real busted when she would come over.
Because we didn't care back then, season 1, because no one could see us. You guys are hearing our voices. That's all that mattered, right?
Yeah.
I'll come here in t-shirt and scrubs. Now I got to make sure I look decent and presentable, right? So,
same.
But I honestly usually get excited to come, regardless if we were recording visually or just audio-wise. I was always excited, even if I had a stressful week. I always got excited about coming here to record, sharing our thoughts, how our week was, and we're happy for those of you who watched us faithfully every week, bringing us into your homes. We enjoy that, and we hope season 3 can add a little more zest, a little more spice, get more guests. You yourself who are watching, if you're in the Boston, Massachusetts area, you would love to be our guest speaker, sit on our couch. Please email us, uncomfortablegrowthpodcast@gmail.com, or contact us on IG, the same handle. We would love that. We're on Facebook as well. So you have any
we'll add
different
that to the description so you can just copy and paste.
Yep. So we want you guys to add your input, share some topics with us while we're on a hiatus. You can still message us. We'll be reading them.
We'll still be engaging.
Yes, we'll still be engaging. We're not going to just disappear for a month and then come back. Like, hey, y'all, we're back. We know y'all attention span ain't that long.
Ain't that long at all.
It's like 2.3 seconds. So
but yeah, I'm excited.
So hope you guys miss us for the month. We'll be back.
Well, while we're away, you can catch up on. I should not have read that text message. That just pissed me off.
Oh no.
What the fuck was I about to say?
While we're on that hiatus.
Oh, while we're on the hiatus, you can catch up on season 2, episodes 1 through 15. There's plenty to watch. The same way you catch up on all your favorite shows and binge watch, you can do the same. And then provide us any feedback. Please let us know. I think we should like put a question box of like topics that you want us to talk about, because we're kind of running low. Yeah. So there's that. But I'm excited. Like, subscribe, comment, share, hit that bell notification. Follow. If you're on Apple, Anchor, hit that 5-star, write a review, let us know how we're doing.
Love it.
I mean,
and if you have IG or Facebook, follow us.
Yeah.
Same panhandle, Uncomfortable Growth
I feel like we
Podcast.
should start a TikTok, but I don't know how I can handle another fucking.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But of course, we always like to end every episode with a business shout out. So this week's shout out to close off the season is my fellow sister-in-law business she has, Bella Passion Creations. So she does events. She is an event designer. She does some small little ones. She can transform a small living space into whatever it is that you're trying to do. Check out her page on IG. We will add it under our description box. But for those of you who are listening and you want to go ahead and go check her out, it's Bella Passion Creations, BellaPassion Check her out.
Period.
And this week's quote is,
Do not have said, wow.
Can't blame my writing.
It's me being mad prepared only to fuck it up.
I hate that. You be like, yo, I got this, and then
like I got this in the bag. Like I wrote it down. I have it up. I'm ready to read it. I gotta get a whiteboard. I said that to Becky earlier in the season, and I still didn't get it. All right. Do not aside.
Bear with us, guys. Bear with us, please.
I'm about to start speaking pig Latin at this point. That's the only thing that's gonna work for me.
All right. Mentally prepare yourself.
Woo! Okay.
Woosah.
Do not set aside your happiness. Do not wait to be happy in the future. The best time to be happy is always now.
See? And that's what we were saying.
You know, guys, I am really good at reading. I need y'all to give me that grace. I don't know what's happening. Maybe it's my second glass of wine. I don't know. But
oh, shit. Yeah, you did pour a second glass.
I know how to read. I know how to enunciate.
Reading was a big thing for us in middle school and elementary school.
I was that annoying kid. Like, can I read for her? Because she reads slow. That was me.
But of course, y'all, we want y'all to have an amazing week. Catch up on all our episodes. And
fix that.
Hold on. Towards the end, it's acting up. Like, why you do that? Why you do that? I gotta stop it first for it to do that. Sorry, guys. We're trying to end
It's me prolonging it. That's what it was. It was just, it's acting up. It's like, all right, bitch, you said you were gonna be done a long time ago. Okay, so we want to end off. Hope you guys have a great week. Enjoy and catch up on all our episodes. Yes. And we'll catch you on season 3. Peace motherfuckers. Y'all. Wait, end it. Oh, it's not ending. Well, at least the microphone didn't fall.